Now here's an important thing. You have to look at what your teacher did and how they explained it, because there's two methods. Reference angles, if that sounds familiar, you know you must use it. If you have learned one formula for sine, one formula for cos, one formula for solving tan, you use that. Okay? Don't get confused if I do a method on the board, but you've done a different method in your books. Know that there are 4 types of equations you need to be able to solve. 4 types. The first type of equation you need to solve is the simple ones. Cos alpha equal to a half. That's the first type you need to be able to solve. Okay, now I'm not going to spend much time on that one, or actually, I'm not going to spend any time on this one. Because you did it since grade 10, now in grade 11, all we did was general solutions. Okay? So this is your first type you need to be able to solve. The second type, if it's not simple, is, but what if I've got, say, sine alpha equal to -2 cos alpha? What makes it different? What makes it different from the top one? It's not simple. Guys, it's not a deep question. It's not a simple equation to solve. But how do I identify that? I've got a sine on the one side, a cos on the other side, but the angles are exactly the same. How do I solve an equation like this? What do you say, sir? Yes. Okay, you've got an issue there. My obsession is then, you are going against my obsession, okay? Which is trying to get the angles always the same. If the angles are the same, please don't change them. But then what else can I do? Why don't I just divide by cos alpha on both sides? Oh. Because this is tan. And now I have changed from a not simple equation to a simple equation, and you can solve it normally. Okay? Let's have a look at the third type. And I want you guys to make a very, very, very big star next to the third type. Because guaranteed next year when you get to grade 12, your grade 12 teacher is going to try and catch you out with this one. The third type is when I've got sine and cos, but the angles are not the same. Okay? Now, why do I say that they're going to try and catch you out in grade 12? Because in grade 12, miss, you learn an identity for sine 2 alpha to make it larger. You learn an identity for cos of x plus 30 to make it larger. And then what do half of my grade 12s do? They apply that identity. The moment they apply the identity, I give them naught. Because not even I know how to solve it when you've made it as large as that. Because you write about about 3/4 of a line full when you expand these. And you can't solve it. But now the question is, how do I solve it? What do you say, sir? Thank you. You can either convert the cos to sine or the sine to cos. Okay? Now, in my humble opinion, whom of you, or let me ask this first before I give my humble opinion. Whom of you have done the different rules? So sine has got one rule when you're trying to solve an equation. Cos is the plus minus. Tan is just a single. Quite a few of you. In that case, please use cos, because cos is simpler. Most of you have done reference angles, right? Then it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Change the simplest one. Now, in this case, the sign is simpler to change. Because I can then simply make this cos 90 degrees minus 2 alpha equal to cos x plus 30. Everyone's all right with that? But now, you've got to go and look at how did your teacher teach it. If I look at the method where you use that plus minus for cos, the rules, you are going to say, okay, 90 degrees minus 2 alpha is plus minus x plus 30 plus k times 360. But k is an element of z. Then you're going to separate them and you're going to solve them. If you did reference angles, this sum, you would have to split up. So I'm going to say a big R. You're going to have to say both of them are positive. In which quadrants? 1 and 4. So in quadrant 1, I'm going to have 90 minus 2 alpha equal just x plus 30 plus k times 360. Or in the fourth quadrant, I've got 90 minus 2 alpha equal to 360 degrees minus x plus 30 plus k times 360. Because you're working in the fourth quadrant. Now, ladies and gents, the fourth method, or the fourth type of equation, just want to look at the time. The fourth type of equation, guys, is ones where you must be able to factorize and manipulate. Okay? Those are the more difficult trig ones because we combine it with algebra. So the fourth one, I'm going to have a look at tomorrow morning. What if I've got cos x sine x equal to cos squared x?